The Shiba Inu is not going to have a picnic today. A correction is happening across the board in the market. Final cautionary warnings are being issued by analysts. However, a monumental occurrence has taken place. The whole town was taken aback by this. It just took 24 hours for it to surpass all other coins transacted on Coinbase. Our inventory is running low. The Shiba Inu could be saved by this light. Why is this taking place? And what exactly is the topic of my speech? Give me a moment to explain. Your daily dose of Shiba wealthy coins is here. If you are interested in Shiba and want to learn more, you have come to the right place. Subscribe if you want to know what's happening in the cryptocurrency market and get the most up-to-date news predictions. Make sure you hit the like button to get more SHIB news. The continuing drop in price means that today isn't exactly one of those great days for Shiba Inus. People are becoming more anxious as they notice a decline of about 8% from yesterday. Furthermore, proprietors are bewildered as to what to do next as a result of this recession. Will further price reductions be possible? A further in-depth analysis of the Shiba Inu price point was carried out by one analyst. Shiba Inu seems to be having a tough time of it. Rapid-fire traders who speculate for shorter periods of time are fleeing the market. Because of this, the price has dropped significantly, and some investors are worried about the Shiba Inu's future as a speculative asset. The Bitcoin sector is changing at a quick pace, and many of them are looking for new chances. New information shows an alarming pattern. Positions held by short-term speculators have been drastically reduced, a large portion of their population completely forgoing them. The failure of Shiba Inus to produce the expected quick profits has clearly piqued the interest of these merchants, who are usually driven by the promise of quick profits. Additionally, this is not just the case for those who speculate for the short term. Those who have held for a long time, even a year or more, are cutting back on their holdings. Given that many investors are choosing to cut their losses due to the present lack of price movement, this shift suggests that the Shiba Inu is not as attractive to them as it once was. Furthermore, that is correct. The number of new Shiba Inu owners has dropped dramatically. An analyst has pointed out that the block statistics clearly shows a dramatic drop in the number of fresh addresses joining the Shiba Inu ecosystem. When the statistic hit its lowest point in years on Monday, it sent shockwaves through the fan base and the investment community. This indicator tracks the percentage of network actions that come from fresh addresses, which helps put things in perspective. The amount of interest from new consumers is the most important factor. People aren't as interested in interacting with Shiba Inus as they used to be, since the overall number of new users is much smaller currently. The truth is that this adoption rate has been more stable, accounting for 25% to 50% of all transactions since January 2025. Nevertheless, there has been a marked decrease since the most recent downturn. Worryingly, the freshman adoption rate for Shiba Inus has not been this low in almost 2 years. Shiba Inus were understandably worried when this kind of slump happened again in March 2023. The recent price drop and decline are signs that the Shiba Inu ecosystem is having a hard time attracting and keeping new customers. So you might be asking, how serious is this problem? Why is the rate of price reduction so rapid? It seems like Bitcoin could be a factor. With a precipitous fall from its prior level just 1 week ago, the price of Bitcoin has fallen dramatically, tumbling to around 105,000, an 8% loss. Also, why has Bitcoin been falling in value? It appears that the federal government has released yet another surprise today. The entire cryptocurrency market is currently experiencing a decline as investors are responding to the cautious remarks made by senior Federal Reserve officials regarding interest rates. Michelle Bowman, the Federal Reserve Governor, stated on CNBC that the monetary policy is currently in a favorable position. However, she is eager to observe further advancements in inflation before the central bank contemplates reducing interest rates. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has been expressing this sentiment for some time. He has explicitly stated that the central bank is not in a hurry to make significant changes to interest rates, and investors are closely monitoring any indications regarding the future of these policies. Therefore, how does this relate to the Shiba Inu? Shiba Inu is experiencing the repercussions of this market uncertainty, much like Bitcoin. Especially when such significant actors as the Federal Reserve are making cautious moves, the general mood is unstable, which causes investors to be more reticent. Shiba Inu is currently experiencing an increase in selling activity, particularly from short-term traders as a result of the uncertainty. However, it appears that the uncertainty and dread may be dissipating in the near future. Please remain patient. There is literally a glimmer of hope at the conclusion of the tunnel, as a significant event occurred today that could have a significant impact on Shiba Inu. Ethereum is currently unassailable, as its price has soared to the 2800 range. However, this is where the situation becomes truly bizarre. Ethereum has currently emerged as the most actively traded cryptocurrency on Coinbase. This is the first instance of this since 2022, according to Connor Grogan, the director of Coinbase. The transaction volume of Ethereum has reached an astonishing $367 million in the past 24 hours. And this is where the situation becomes even more intriguing. A new chapter in history has been written. Ethereum's availability on exchanges has reached a 9-year low according to reports. This could be a significant event, as a decrease in the availability of an asset, such as Ethereum on exchanges, may indicate that a significant event is imminent. This is a supply disruption, which occurs when there is a substantial demand from consumers but not sufficient. Ethereum is available to satisfy that demand. Currently, the low level of Ethereum's reserves on centralized exchanges is fostering optimism among investors that the market may be approaching its bottom. In the event that this is the case, it could potentially pave the way for a rally, as Ethereum endeavors to recoup its losses and return to the $3,000 mark, a significant psychological threshold for many. However, the intriguing aspect is as follows. If Ethereum's price is unable to maintain its current level, an analyst has suggested that the altcoin season may be postponed. Ethereum must maintain its strength in order to facilitate the market's preparation for altcoin season, during which smaller currencies frequently experience significant price increases. Well-known analyst Ali recently issued an alert on social media, stating that the altcoin season could come to a halt if Ethereum is unable to maintain the 2600 mark. Essentially, Ethereum's failure to sustain that critical level could result in the altcoin market decreasing in tandem. Typically, the altcoin marketplace tends to follow Ethereum's success when it is performing well, with lesser cryptocurrencies experiencing a boost as traders seek higher returns. Nevertheless, the altcoin market could be substantially impacted if Ethereum falters and its value declines significantly. However, please remain patient. This is the point at which the situation becomes truly captivating. Ethereum has not only maintained that critical supportive level in the charts of today, but it has also surpassed it in an unexpectedly brief period. In light of the analyst's caution regarding the potential delay of the altcoin season, if Ethereum fails to maintain that critical level, does this imply that a significant increase in the value of Shiba Inu is imminent? Okay, so here's the situation. Shiba Inu is constructed on the Ethereum blockchain, which implies that it generally moves in tandem with Ethereum to a certain extent. When Ethereum performs well, it frequently has a beneficial effect on other coins that are part of the same blockchain. Additionally, it is important to consider that a significant number of Shiba Inu owners are also registered on Coinbase, a significant exchange that is also experiencing significant activity in the Ethereum market. Therefore, if Ethereum is demonstrating resilience and surpassing critical resistance levels, this could initiate a chain reaction, which in turn would attract additional investment and attention to the Shiba Inu. This could be the time that Shiba